Hololive and Pokemon, two things I very much enjoy. But what if we put them together? Hello YouTube, today we'll be answering the question, what if Gawr Gura was a gym leader in the Pokemon series? Now for context, Gawr Gura is a virtual YouTuber, also known as a VTuber, from the agency known as Hololive, and gym leader is like a high-ranking Pokemon trainer. In the video games, if you defeat 8 gym leaders, you can take those badges to the Indigo Plateau to face the Elite Four. If you defeat the Elite Four, you can face the Pokemon Champion. If you defeat the Pokemon Champion, well, you've just became a Pokemon Master. So the gym leaders are like the bosses in the video games, high-ranking Pokemon trainers that they'll face in also the anime. So today we're gonna figure out what kind of gym leader would Gawr Gura be, what Pokemon should she use, which type of Pokemon should use, as gym leaders tend to stick with only one type of Pokemon. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so let's give out some context for Gura's team. We're going to be thinking fast and aggressive to represent her, like Red Gura. Let's think about her mischievous Pokemon, maybe something we can throw in there to represent her like trickster, playful personality. And then of course we're going to look for at least one cute Pokemon to represent her the cute side of her personality. Okay, so obviously Gawr Gura is going to be using a water type Pokemon, so she's going to have a water type gym. The first Pokemon I want to add to her team, the first Pokemon, her ace Pokemon, is definitely going to be Sharpedo. Sharpedo is very fast, very strong. It's a shark. It's a water type. It's also a dark type, so it gives her 2 offensive options. It is literally the perfect Pokemon outside of like Garchomp, but Garchomp's obviously not a water type Pokemon. But for water type Pokemon, it is the perfect Pokemon to be her ace because it fits her theme so perfectly. Let's go ahead and move on. Next up, I want to bring up Jellicent. I'm going to pick the female one specifically. I think the Jellicent's water and ghost type, ghost being kind of mischievous, I think represents her playful personality. It gives her team some bulk as well. It's a water ghost type. We're going to pick the female one because it kind of represents that cuteness of her. Well, I think the blue one is also cute. I think the pink one better represents that. Moving on to number 3, we're going to bring up Primarina. Primarina represents Gura's beautiful singing voice and also again her cute side. I don't think I really need to explain anything else. It's a water fairy type, more offensive options. Cute voice, cute Pokemon, represents her perfectly. Moving more into her more playful, mischievous side, her trickster side, I'm going to say that Greninja is going to be a really good 4th option here. Greninja is a water dark type with the ability Protean, which can allow it to change its own type based on the attack that it is using, giving her really great offensive options. When I'm building these teams, I'm more so thinking about like if this were like an anime setting, but you can think about the video game setting as well. We're not trying to build some super meta team, but I did want to give her a kind of a strong team of Pokemon. I like the anime because the anime you can do anything, like you can have water Pokemon beat electric Pokemon. Like typing almost doesn't matter in the shows. Moving on, for her 5th Pokemon, I wanted to pick another aggressive Pokemon to once again represent that aggressive side of Gura. That Red Gura, or that Gura that claps back at you if you say something to her. So we went with Barraskewda. Barraskewda is a Barracuda Pokemon, which is really aggressive, has high attack, high speed. It's a pure water type, but it does get access to moves like Ice Fang through TMs and whatnot. Just a really good addition to her team. And for her last Pokemon, honestly, this last Pokemon I could see being her ace Pokemon as well. And it's going to be Dondozo. Sorry, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Dondozo. I picked this Pokemon just because, for one thing, it has a really funny name. And I think Gura would love the name of this Pokemon. Also, it's a catfish. And remember, Gura has a cat shark form. And I think that's the best I can do to kind of represent that, as I don't think there's a cat shark Pokemon. So a catfish Pokemon like this works really well. It's a really bulky, strong Pokemon. I thought about adding Tatsugiri in there. I think if we did add Tatsugiri in this team, we could replace Barraskewda. Tatsugiri kind of looks like a shrimp. I don't know if it's supposed to be a shrimp. It kind of looks like a shrimp. You could combo it with Dondozo, so I guess that would work out really well too. So either Barraskewda or Tatsugiri, I'll put them right there in that spot. And yeah, that is Gawr Gura's team. This is the team I think she would have. Let's move on to other themes for her gym. Alright, next up we're talking about Gura's gym. Like, what does it look like? I think we all kind of know. like maybe some kind of underwater ruins. Maybe it's like a city that sits on the surface, and maybe the gym is underwater. Maybe you have to use dive to get to the gym, and then it's gonna be like inside of a big bubble, you know? So the city sits on the surface, and the gym's at the bottom. Or we could just have everything at the bottom of the ocean and maybe inside of a big bubble or something. You gotta use dive to get to it. Now, when you approach Gura, what is she gonna say? Here's something I think she might say. Alright, now after an epic battle with Gawr Gura against her Sharpedo and the rest of her teammates, once you defeated her, what would she say? What would her losing comments be? This is what I came up with. Okay, and that's the end of the battle. Let me know in the comments, TM do you think she would reward you with after defeating her? Let me know what you think about the team. Give me your own suggestions of what Gura's team could be. This type of content is a bit newer for me, and I'd like to do more stuff like this, as this is the kind of dumb stuff I think about when I'm on my days off from work. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.